Well, here I am in downtown Durham, and I'm excited to invite you to watch today's show as we explore my hometown. You know, there was a devastation, a tragedy, an explosion in downtown Durham, but it didn't end there because we are more than surviving, we're thriving. You can hear the cars going by. You see a beautiful residential community behind me. This is Durham, North Carolina, and I invite you to stay locked in today to the D. McNair on the Air Show. Hi everyone, D. McNair here in downtown Durham. As you saw in the intro, I'm celebrating my hometown, Durham, North Carolina. So today we will be taking a tour, a journey together to see how Durham faced a tragedy, what it was, and how we move on. In downtown Durham, there's community behind me, there's community all around me, because it's not about you and it's not about me. It is all about the we.
I could do an awful lot of narration, but I think we need to pause for this moment and just look at what could have been an end, but it's a beginning. There were some hurt, life loss, but it is the beginning of an opportunity. And Durham has embraced that opportunity with open arms, coming together strong as a community. I don't want to take away from that because honor, gratitude, and empathy is due to all that were affected. But let's take a good close-up look right now. These are streets I walked as a little girl, not very young, but as that preteen, that tween. The streets were safe, there was activity, and I was walking on my way to school. And at the end of the day, and as I continued through to high school, even in the middle of the day, we would take our lunch break, many of us, and walk these very same downtown streets. There were, and still are, restaurants nearby, but one of our favorite places was a sub shop. It's not there anymore because it went out of business over the years, but it still brings back memories when the high school that many people attended isn't very far from what you see right here. People walk these streets right now, but they don't walk them with sadness. They walk them with remembrance and with hope, because Durham is cleaning it up and rebuilding. Let's look. The decontamination unit was brought in, but that's not the end. It was brought in because cleanup was starting. Here you see a mural on the side of one of the buildings, and it's just a reminder that the end is the end of one season and the beginning of another season. A very favorite restaurant that had to close because of the explosion still has the remembrance that we all know, the good food, the great service, the camaraderie, the hanging out right there on that corner in downtown Durham. I am so excited to see the construction. No, we may not like the block streets and that kind of a traffic, but It's being cleaned up. It's being renewed. Some businesses are temporarily relocated. Some are temporarily closed. Maybe even one that chose to come back with a new idea. The main thing is they have all joined together, businesses, citizens, community alike. This is our home. This is our town. This is our life. And we will together rebuild it. This is Durham, North Carolina, revitalizing itself by reconnecting to one another and partnering together to do what must be done. We must build to live.
As you can see, the cars are passing by. It's a busy workday morning in downtown Durham. So though there was an explosion, the explosion of life, vitality, there's an explosion of life and vitality, an explosion of survival, an explosion of strength, of togetherness, of unity, of we will get through this. Durham is thriving, everyone. Don't you give up on Durham, but don't you give up on yourself either, because it's not about you and it's not about me. It is all about the we. You see the construction behind me here? You see there's construction going on, even in the midst of the traffic that passes by. Rebuilding, additional building, revitalization, everything's going on in downtown Durham. Well, here I am outside the Durham County Main Library. Well, it is going to be. Durham County was revitalizing even before the explosion, but as you can see here behind me, the Durham County Main Library is being built, not because of an explosion, but because there was vision and provision from the citizens of Durham, North Carolina to revitalize but invest in the present and the future, and that's the Durham County Main Library. This library is dear to my heart because I love to read. I'm sure many of you all know that, but more than that, I love to help others learn to read, but also to open their world, but also to open their mind to all that's out there in the world. So the Durham County Main Library, another reason Durham, North Carolina is my favorite hometown. You hear all that noise? It's not noise. It is joy to my ears because downtown Durham is growing. More residential communities are being built every month. I say month because a new one starts, it seems, every month, but this is the place to be. We haven't given up, don't you give up, because we recognize it's not about you and it's not about me. It is all about the we, and we are so much stronger together. Well, here I am, downtown Durham still, of course, outside the George Watts Hills Pavilion for the Arts. And I say outside because artwork happens more than just inside. It happens outside, and that's what's happening in downtown Durham. Whether it is residential communities, new businesses, the arts themselves, free concerts, free festivals, whatever it is happening in downtown Durham. So I invite you to come out, check out the George Watts Hills Pavilion for the Arts, check out the murals, check out the playgrounds, the free events, and even the paid events. There is the Carolina Theater in downtown Durham. Did you know that? You should come. Did you know there's the Durham Armory where you can host free events? When I say free, meaning free to the community. Did you know about the Carolina Theater in downtown Durham, the Durham Armory, the Marriott hotels in downtown Durham? I bet you didn't, but you should. So make sure you take a stroll, come on out, whether it's DPAC, whatever it is, see why we're thriving. We are doing more than surviving because that's right, we recognize the value of not you, not me, but we are stronger together. I love the arts, music, abstract, whatever it is, painting. Hey, and something new that I'm giving a little more try is dancing, not ballet, but modern dance. Whatever it is, make it an art to you by loving the community that you live in, the community that you're surrounded by, and the family as well. Let's keep the tour going, downtown Durham. Hearing kids in the background and flowers on the patio. There is life all around.
Well, guys, I'm not done yet, but I wanted to tell you we're going to end on a happy note with the Friends Festival that was held in downtown Durham. I hope you are enjoying the show and tune in.
Spider-Man, you'll be Mary Jane. You'll fall in faster than you'll ever go. You'll fall in faster than you'll ever go. Deeper than your mind can flow. Running river, crash into the ocean. Crash into
Hi everybody, it's Dee McNair and I'm hanging in the downtown area. Yes, I'm in downtown Durham. I'm hanging out with my friend Ashley and my new friend Amy. Amy and I are blanketing talent, creativity, art that is alive, art that thrives. Did you know so many people are dying because of mental health, because of diseases that we don't see on the outside and even doctors don't recognize on the inside? But Ashley knows that art, putting your hands to work and creating something beautiful, something unique, is a way to deal with the trials and the tribulations of today's life and bring you an inside look into the art, into the lady, into the woman, the daughter, the mother, the niece, the human who recognizes it is not about you and it is not about me. It is all about the we. This is the Dee McNair Show, highlighting an everyday person. Nah, that's not Ashley, but she's exceptional, doing something exceptional. Stay tuned, everybody.
But every piece is made with musical instruments because I believe that like creative dissociation is the healthiest way to deal with PTSD.
Okay.
Actually. And I also believe that it's not it's not celebrated in our community. It's seen as like a negative thing, and I really feel like if people had an outlet, they would be less likely to do things like substance abuse or, you know, drugs, alcohol, all of that to try to find a coping mechanism. And so I've always used art as my way of expressing myself and being able to have that outlet. But some people are musically inclined, so they have musical talent and they use that as a way to find healing or coping. And so I use the musical instruments because I can't play them as visuals as well. So, and everything that you see has been used to the point where it doesn't work anymore. So it's kind of spiritual in a way. And then I've studied beeswax. And my undergrad is in sculpture and art history. So I plan to make these larger and bigger and more beautiful over time, but I like this concept of them flocking to one space, you know, so insects would fly first, you know, they would travel first, then you'd have birds and fish, and then you would see bigger mammals. So the whale is essentially the biggest mammal, right? So it would be the final piece. But none of them are supposed to look as if they're exact images of, you know, this is exactly an ant, this is exactly a whale. They all have some type of hybrid mutation to them because I think that's what makes them creative. And I don't like putting restrictions on creating, you know, creatures around us, especially if they're dissociative creatures. But it's been really fun and starting to really enjoy making them, so I think I'll just keep making them a lot. I love installations. My favorite, absolute favorite thing to do. Manipulating a space is important because you'll find that like if you visit a certain space and you're creative type, that you'll automatically see things that should be a certain space. Like when I look here, yes, I see a flying whale that's 50 feet long between these two buildings, but is that realistic? Probably not. Is it doable? Yes. But I think that's the beauty of being creative and also being an artist.
Is this something that's being passed down from generation, or are you the first artist in your family?
I think that creativity is passed down, and I think that we all find it in a different way. I know my mother was a really, really brilliant cook, and she was also a seamstress. So I think that our society tells us what we should be doing as far as a creative outlet. And I would say that yes, we all have creative people in our family, but it's what are you doing with it? Are you building engines, or are you sewing quilts, or are you cooking, or are you painting? There's all different mediums for creativity. Or do you play music, or do you sing? You know, so I think yes, it's always handed down. I think personally, I think there's always someone. It's whether or not you get the opportunity to express yourself is the biggest part.
So when you was a youngster, did you also have the love for art?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I had these little red cowgirl boots, and I ran around all the time, and I was always in the mud. I could wear really cute dresses, but they're always dirty. And I painted all the time, and I like to cook a lot. So that started the creativity, and I never wanted to follow a recipe ever. So I knew I was in trouble then, or follow directions. So yeah, I've always had a passion for art. And when I was a teenager, everyone would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I knew I wanted to be an artist. So I applied to college for the fine art program, and I think I upset my parents a little bit because they wanted me to have a more stable career path. But I said, I'm not going to college to get a good job. I'm going to college to learn about what I want to learn about. And that was important to me. And a lot of people told me that I couldn't do this and support my family, but I make it work. You know, I have 3 separate jobs, but I still make this a priority because it's a priority for me. It's something I can do for myself, to express myself. So I do sculpture in the garage, and I can bring my finished paintings inside for better light or doing detail work. So yeah, I hope to have a big shop one day, but you know, maybe one day.
All your pieces are so exquisite.
Thank you.
What's the longest length you have taken to complete one of your projects?
The philosophical answer to that would be there is no finishing a project. It lives with you forever. I still find myself going back to my original concepts when I was 19 and 20 years old. My first single show when I was 20 at a gallery, a local gallery, and I was painting ravens at that time. And I know that certain stages in my life I always go back to that. They change a little bit, but the color contrast and the subject matter never changes. And so I feel like conceptually, projects don't change. I mean, they don't end, but they change and they improve themselves and they get better and grander throughout time.
And I truly love your dimension that you're an artist that truly think outside of the box. You know, you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. I don't really use a lot of other artists as inspiration, though I do appreciate them a lot. I've created a small archive that I look to for when I'll need inspiration, but usually I have so many ideas in my head that I don't really stop making things. So it's a kind of a blessing and a curse because there's responsibilities that you have to tend to, and I would rather be painting or sculpting something.